Hello, you lovely Hammers fans. It's Nick from Claret and Booze. It's deadline day. What's going to happen? We've signed sick note. Junior Croupie's fallen through. Could have predicted that. Dominic Cummings looks like he's not going to be leaving Celtic anytime soon. We've given him our third and final offer. Take it or else. Or we're going to go and sign some bloke from PSG. They've said, nah. We're playing hardball with an 18-year-old kid for 500 grand to release him now. They're not going to allow that, so we're going to have to try and agree a pre-contract with this player for the summer. But there's other players now heavily interested in Cummings, other players, other teams, because West Ham have decided to operate in full view of the world again. They've leaked what they was doing, haven't they? Very clever, West Ham. So, yeah, we might get the player, we might not, but I can't see it being in this window. So we're left with Ferguson. We know that Nasser Giga, who I revealed on the show last night, is a centre-back from Burkina Faso, plays for Red Star Belgrade, 22 years old. Palace are after him. Wolves have just put a £10 million bid in for him. We can still jump in there. We can. Someone that would most definitely strengthen our ranks defensively. Whether we will or not, I don't know. And one thing that I think that this does show is that we're lacking someone that can negotiate a deal now. But look, before I go any further, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe, hit the bell notification, and don't forget, drop a like on the video. That really does help us. So I might have some big news for you later on today. I'm hoping to. You all know what that news is. I'm just not allowed to say it. All right? So hopefully later on today, during the transfer deadline show and a watch-along, we'll be able to talk about that. What this last 24 to 48 hours has proven, though, is that there is some urgency at West Ham from Potter and McCauley to get players in. We know that Sullivan wants to get players in, so there's a willingness to get deals done. They're identifying players, they're analysing players that are brought to them from external sources. But we're struggling to get anything over the line, and that is probably where we're missing somebody in the position of Tim Stuyton, because whether you liked Tim or not, he got deals done in a very professional and swift manner. We saw Alvarez, Kudus, Mavropanos come in really quickly. We saw the way he wrestled with Juventus to make sure we got the Todibo deal done. No messing. He weren't letting that deal go. We need somebody like that that's got some urgency, that's a bit of a Rottweiler in that type of environment, because it's completely different. I've already said it on a previous show. Kyle McCauley is undoubtedly one of the best talent spotters in the business, which is great. It's great to have that in our ranks. But spotting talent and then securing a deal, negotiating with agents, negotiating with players, convincing everyone, selling them the dream, negotiating with opposition clubs, that's a different role. You need a different skill set. I think what we've gone back to doing is Sullivan writing checks and sending Barry Silkman to try and negotiate. That's where we are. It ain't great. Brady can't fill that void. She can't do it. I know she got Businesswoman of the Year once for the London Stadium move. That's it. What business? What business? What business has she ever run? She ain't. So no, she's not. I know she's always worked in the world of football, but she is not a football person as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I'm just a little bit concerned now that anything will actually get concluded because of this void that we've got. I mean, the Ferguson deal is done and dusted. He's had his medical, but that was orchestrated by Brighton. Brighton have literally placed Ferguson with West Ham. That's what they've done. They've said, no, it's a 6-month loan with no obligation, no option. You're going to develop our player for 6 months and get him back on track. That's what they've done. This has got nothing to do with West Ham, that deal. You know, that's down to a relationship between Tony Bloom and Potter, because they know that Evan Ferguson's value is far higher than what it currently, or his potential value is far higher than it currently is. And if he goes on and has a good 10 games towards the end of this season, then it proves that there's still a player there, and that's going to inflate his value for the summer when they eventually sell him. Yeah, this is not, look, it's not concerning. It is what it is. You know, this season is fast approaching. We're fast approaching the end. We've got 15 games left. I just want it done and dusted. I'm looking forward to the game tonight. I am. Somerville is unavailable, according to an update from X. Apparently still feeling his hamstring. Bowen could be back. Paquette is looking like being out. Mavropanos is back. So it's going to be a slightly different look West Ham team tonight. Hopefully Kudus can step up and maybe fill the void that Paqueta's leaving behind, because he's been epic for the past few games. And we know that there's a far better player than what we're seeing with Kudus at the moment. So maybe, without the brilliance of Paqueta on the field, Kudus could step up. We might see a good performance from him tonight. His effort levels are definitely getting better. But no, let me know what your thoughts are anyway, because, yeah. And I'm getting a load of crap. We're all getting a load of crap, Oh, you're wrong. You said this. You said that player's coming and he ain't come. You're rubbish. Same as every ITK. You tell me one ITK that's named three. Well, we've signed one player on loan, Ferguson. And everyone's been linking everyone. And the thing is, nobody's bullshitting. Whether that be me, whether that be X, whether that be Gonzo or KUMB. There are loads of players getting offered to West Ham. All I do is talk to the people that offer players to West Ham. I have no connection with West Ham whatsoever. That's why I don't consider myself an ITK, because to be in the know about West Ham, you need to be talking to people at board level, not something I will ever do. And to be quite honest, I don't think it's something that they would ever do with me. I'm really comfortable with that. I don't want any affiliation with those people whatsoever. None. Especially them. So what I do is report on the players that are being offered to West Ham. Sometimes I'll get feedback to say that, right, they've passed the litmus test of Sullivan, they've gone through Macaulay now, and it's looking like it could go ahead. Then I'll update you on that. But I can't update you anything beyond that. West Ham have to negotiate a deal. They have to get it done. They have to close it. There's nothing I can do about that. Nothing X or Gonzo or anyone can do about that. Nothing at all. So all we can do is report. We can have this player. They're coming in. And all West Ham can do is continually fuck up deals. That's basically it. So very frustrating. It's been a very frustrating window. Full of hope. But it looks like our hopes are gonna have been crushed. I mean, it does now appear that we've burned an entire transfer window waiting for Evan Ferguson on a 6-month loan deal. That's what it looks like. Now, I know it's not quite as black and white as that, because we have tried to make moves, or have we, in the past few days. But, yeah, I don't know. I think we could go on and have a relatively strong end to the season anyway. I think we could. But I hope we bloody do. Because we're going to need it. I don't want Potter to struggle this season. I don't, because there is going to be an element of the fan base that are going to get frustrated. That won't be me. Well, I'll get frustrated, but I am behind Potter. So he'll definitely get this full season, and he'll get next season as well, because I do believe that he's a great coach. I will get frustrated if I think that he's in control of transfers and blocking players coming in. For instance, in this window, I don't like the line that he churned out in the press conference, which was, it's easy to buy players. Anyone can buy players, but it's buying the right players. That was a Moyes line. It is. You can go out and get players that can improve your team and help you in the second half of the season in January. Yes, you can. It ain't that hard. It's only hard if you're ridiculously picky. And if you're ridiculously picky, how have we landed on Evan Ferguson? A kid who's hardly played in the past, first part of this season. Terrible injury record. Rumours of a terrible attitude. What fucking litmus test has he passed? I know he's played for you before, but do you know what I mean? Sometimes beggars can't be choosers. And we're on our knees with this squad at the moment. So, yeah, I hope that doesn't come back and bite him in the arse, because that will. If we struggle this season, those quotes are going to come back and haunt him. Just like they did for Moyes. But as a coach, as a manager, no, I'm fully behind him. I just don't necessarily want the manager picking players. Having an input, yeah, of course. But it shouldn't ultimately be down to him, for me. I think that this project should be West Ham's project. The project of West Ham. And Graham Potter is part of that. But what it is looking like is it's Graham Potter's project. And he's building Graham Potter's vision. And then in 2 years or 3 years, if Graham Potter either fails or he succeeds and then he moves on, what then? That's the problem with this model. And I'm never going to like it, no matter who the manager is. It could be Pep. It could be anyone. I don't like the manager being God at the football club. It's old-fashioned. It's not resilient in any way. It's stupid. They should absolutely feed into what they want from a squad, but it should be down to someone else to go and get the deals done. We need to fill that void of Tim. We need to go and get a professional out to negotiate and close deals. Otherwise, we're going to struggle to get anyone of note now, as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, look, that is it from me. I'm going to see you later on. We're going to be doing the watch-along, bit of a mammoth show, and we're going to be doing a don't go to bed deadline day show, phone in, all that sort of palaver after the game. Sitting there waiting for the window to close so that we can all just get out. I'll be glad when the window closes, whether we sign players or not. I'm bored of it. Anyway, speak to you after. Coming your heads.